We're going to call this game Dissed and Dismissed, not to be missed. Okay. This is what a guy gets when he attacks prematurely and without a basis that attack has any legs on it. So I just open up doing my normal stuff, English opening, up the center. And before I know it, black is attacking on the king side and not paying attention to what the ramifications are for these exchanges. So takes there, and hey, when you take back, there's two pieces being attacked. So what do we do about that? We take off the pawn in front of the king, and we take back, and then we move then my opponent moves the knight out of the way. Time to protect, and black comes in and takes the other pawn, and it looks like my king is naked, which it kind of is exposed, but you're going to need more than 2 or 3 pieces to checkmate me when the king's so well defended. So we zap another piece because, again, black wasn't looking at what the ramifications are. And yes, we do have to deal with a check, and we get out of the way. So now, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. We do a little harassing. And black finally moves out of the way, perhaps thinking their pawns are going to be storming down the horizon. But again, all kinds of implicit threats if black pushes the wrong pawn. Again, building up, move the rook over to g1, protecting against any, or at least pinning the pawn, let's say. So here, a lot of doubling up, a lot of pressure on the king's side, but again, it's well defended. So now, we're getting into the situation where white is building up a strong defense while black is just exchanging away the last resources it has to actually checkmate white. So here, it's a very interesting situation. The bishop is pinned. The queen is basically hanging behind the bishop. So the bishop gets a free move, and we steal a pawn, moves back, and we're basically just protecting against all these meaningless attacks. So here, when I move over the rook to c1, there's another attack, because all my pieces are being positioned to either defend properly or counterbalance the defense with an attack on the other side. So in this case, we've got this threat right here, and looks like it's ignored, which it is. So let's just take with check. Okay. Takes, wins the queen for the rook. A few more checks, and now it's a game of harassment. It's really just white advancing up the middle. I would not want to be black in this position. Look at the strength of this counter attack, and look at where black's pieces are crouching in their almost in their original squares. So it ends here on time, but it clearly was just a couple moves from either checkmate or a pawn promotion. So the lesson here is don't prematurely attack.